we're going to shift gears out of flowers and kind of the normal framework we've been working with and move into some basic just moves, right? And we're going to start by examining this two-poi one-hand move called the Superman. Superman is, in my mind, an atomic move, because if you pause it on one side or the other side, you end up with a crosshair atom. And by bouncing it on our body, we're switching the polarity. So the nexus is in the bottom corner here, and it's switched. So the nexus is in the bottom corner here. That's why your Superman will basically work up until the center line. It'll work anywhere up until the other center line, right? And if I want to change the side, I bounce, and now I've got the same thing up until about the center line, and then back until about the center line. And obviously, we can do that in both hands. But this isn't about Supermans. This is about atoms. So, where's my quadrant? It's in that bottom left one. Like a Superman, I will bounce. So it's on this side. Polarity has changed. So now my vertical will work on that other quadrant there. Or I can bring it here, however you want. But the idea is bouncing changes the polarity. So as the poi moves from one wall to the other, it's always in an operational polarity. So that was, let's bend off the top with my other hand. Boink. Same thing, all the stuff. We can start bouncing it on our legs, on our shoulders, on our ribs, on a single leg. We can do all sorts of variations with this. You can add extra beats with your vertical poi. All the stuff you can do with a Superman. This one, so the vertical one will do this head trace. The horizontal one will just do this head trace. So it'll come from a bounce on the opposite side, head trace around, bounce, and go back into your Superman. That'll look kind of like this. We have a similar but different one if we turn our body to the other side. The scoop comes from out here, goes around the head and flings in, and the bounce that starts over here, goes around, bounces on this side. Like that. So we got all of our head traces that we can do from our Superman. Here, let me show you with the other one being horizontal. Like that. Or on this side. Oops. Had messed up. So tuck it back around the head. Bounce. So that's some cool moves right there already. Variations on where we bounce it, the head trace thing, all that stuff's very cool. Something else that comes out of the Superman is this move called the Fantastic Four. And I want to introduce you to this because, well, you may already know it as a two-poi one-hand move. It's essentially where the horizontal head will bounce on the native and the vertical head will bounce on the non-native. It'll come rotate the atom slightly. So we've got a tilted atom there. And if we don't correct, we have a tilted atom here. This is just a two-poi one-hand version of a tilted atom, but it is an atom. This is one of the diagonal versus diagonal atoms. Let's rotate it just a bit. Oh, it's just our crosshair turned. So all of our crosshair stuff will work with this atom. We're going to come back to this one in the diagonal, the tilted atom thing. But I want to introduce that to you right now just because it's a strange one and it takes some folks a minute to get their brain around. But essentially, the way to get into that, instead of having to do your fan 4 and then grab the tether, you can get into it just by making your horizontal buzzsaw real floppy. And you can flop the other side too, right? So we have a mountain mode and a valley mode, floppy buzzsaw. Originally, we called this the flop saw. Shout out to James. He's the one that taught me this. This one opens up a lot of doors. So I'll show you from the side so you know a little better what's going on. And it looks like this from the side as a fan 4 also here. So it almost looks like a one-handed butterfly, but it is in fact an atom. So now that you kind of have this understanding of where Nexus is because of polarities and things like that, and we've applied it to the Superman, you know, so we can kind of see how it fits into moves that you don't really necessarily categorize as atomic, but you can think of them that way. Maybe start thinking of other moves you do, like an air wrap, right? An air wrap is, if you bend your planes enough, it is an atomic move. Right hand is at wall against the camera, right? Blink. Right hand is in wheel against the camera. I've bent the planes 90 degrees with an air wrap. So that's a move you might not think of as atomic, but you can, and it opens up possibilities for you. So do some exploring, see what you find out, and have fun.